Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the In News series. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. Today we are going to discuss the Millet International Initiative for Research and Awareness. This has been launched at the Agriculture Working Group of the G20, of which India is holding the presidency for this year. From the perspective of GS mains paper 2nd and 3rd, it is important to understand all the given information with respect to these tangents. And we are also going to discuss what is millet, the global distribution, why are they considered important nutri-cereals, what is MIIRA or MIIRA, and who will fund this particular initiative. So without any further ado, first of all, let us look at the news. Now, a draft to launch a global initiative in order to encourage the consumption and production of millet has been launched. And the draft of the proposed initiative is by the name of MIIRA. It was placed during the first Agriculture Deputies Meeting under the Agriculture Working Group of G20. Now, if we have to look at what is the Agriculture Working Group, this was established in the year 2011 and this was done in the 6th meeting of G20. Where was it launched? It was launched at the Cannes Summit of France. Now, the main focus of this working group is, of course, agriculture and working security, and a special launch of agriculture market information system. That means in order to ensure food security and supply of food commodities, it was ensured during this meeting only, and this was done through agriculture market information system, and the endorsement of an action plan on food price volatility and agriculture was also launched. Moving on. Now, if we talk about AWG India's presidency, now the current theme for G20 this year is One Earth, One Family, One Future. And the motto of the Agriculture Working Group for this year, it aspires to enhance cooperation among G20 nations. Specifically, when we are seeing rocketing inflation, given the supply chain breakdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic and also because of the war. And it provides the member countries with an opportunity to coordinate at the policy level. What policies should be formulated at the national level so that they can be implemented and executed at the domestic level as well. And there is congruency of policies so that no country is, at a loss and no country is making undue advantage. Moving on. Now, if we talk about other important things that we have to take from the current perspective, during the presidency of India, many things are under threat, such as food security. There is gaps in global supply chain of food. Some places are getting food commodities at their doorstep. Some places are not. How to ensure that coordinated efforts are implemented in a manner to ensure food security. Crop productivity due to climate change. This is also another challenge, specifically after the pandemic and after years of very eventful natural disasters. We can definitely say that there is climate crisis looming large on countries with respect to that are heavily dependent on agriculture, including India. That is also a challenge. The employment with respect to agriculture, and through the issue note, the aim is to address all these challenges which are looming large in the current year. What is a millet? Millet is nothing but a collective term. That means it is used collectively to a number of small seeded annual grasses that are cultivated as grain crops, and they are grown in dry areas in temperate, subtropical and tropical regions. That means many Southeast Asian countries, South Asian countries, African countries, Middle Eastern countries, they are involved in the growing of these millets. Now, ragi, which is known as finger millet, jowar, which is known as sorghum, sama, that is little millet, bajra, that is pearl millet, and variga, that is proso millet. India is very well apt to these particular millets. The earliest evidence of these grains can be found during the domestication, and when Indus Valley civilization was done, it was the first plants to be domesticated for food. Now, they are grown around 131 countries and is the traditional food for about 60 crore people in Asia as well as Africa. India is the largest producer of millet in the world. It actually contributes 20% of global production and 80% of Asia's production when it comes to millets. Now, we have to ensure that India is India is undertaking such initiatives. So India is highly dependent on agriculture. Other than that, there is a large chunk of population that is dependent on agriculture. Not only that, but India is at the receiving end of climate crises. So we have to ensure that we grow such sustainable crops which actually fulfills first that the population which is dependent upon the livelihood in the form of agriculture, that is also satisfied. Food security of the people of India is satisfied. Other than that, the hidden hunger is also quenched. Hidden hunger is that hunger which actually is not visible in the form of grumbling stomach, but actually it is seen in the form of your body not getting enough nutrients. So when your body doesn't get enough nutrients, it is hidden hunger. So that is why it is important for India to take such initiatives. Now, countries which are driving forward in the production of millets include India, Nigeria, and China. They account for more than 55% of global production. Moving on. Now, why are millets considered as nutri-cereals? We can gauge it from the fact that on April 10th, 2018, the Agriculture Ministry declared millets such as jowar, bajra, ragi, mandua, and some minor millets such as kangani, kakun, china, and the two pseudo millets such as buckwheat, which is known as kuttu, and amaranth, which is known as chaulai. These were termed as nutri-cereals for their high nutritive value. That means they're very well versed with providing nutrition to your body. Not only that, during the budget speech, the Finance Minister of India termed these millets by the name Shri Ann. Okay, so remember all these facts. First, they are climate resilient staple food crops. They have been a part of our culture since many decades, centuries. But due to westernization and globalization, people are forgetting the nutritive value of such crops. They are rich in nutrients. They also are gluten-free. They are adaptable to different sorts of climate, mostly grown in dry temperate area, tropical and subtropical, and they are sustainable. They do not depend on water a lot, and that makes them water sustainable crops as well. So their carbon footprint is also low. Now, what is MIIRA? This is actually Millet International Initiative for Research and Awareness, and it is aimed at coordinating millet research programs at the international level. This year, we are also celebrating the International Year of Millets, that is 2023, for which the proposal was done in the year 2017. It is in line with this particular declaration. Now, during the International Year of Millets, conferences, issuing of stamps and coins to raise awareness about millets, improving the production and quality of them, and attracting investment will take place not only at the national but state level as well. The center is also planning to make India a global hub for millets. So that is why this initiative has been undertaken. Now, what is the aim? Aim is to connect millet research organizations across the world in order to ensure food security and nutrition, and it is among the key priority areas in the agriculture sector during India's G20 presidency. India assumed the presidency in December itself, that is of the last year. The main aim is to raise awareness among the people what is the importance of millets. Moving on, if we talk about who will fund this particular initiative, India will contribute the seed money to start off this initiative, while each G20 member will later have to contribute to its budget in the form of membership fee. Then the secretariat for it will be situated in Delhi, because in order to ensure proper flow of investment, this initiative has been undertaken and the secretariat has been situated in Delhi for that very purpose. So I hope this was informative. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.